What hopes do you have for the final product?
I hope that everybody sees it and everybody likes it.
Good answer.
What ended up happening with 3 was I went off and cut it and posted it to get it into a local film festival here in Tyler, which it won. Then I kind of went, well, shit, I got to put it on the internet now.
One thing to understand is like this is before YouTube. Like the idea that this would sort of go anywhere other than maybe like a local film festival, I think was not really in our minds at all. Because there wasn't an idea that, oh, you would just make a thing and then you could just send it out to the world and they could all watch it.
So then I got fanboysproductions.com, and getting it was a nightmare. I still hate buying websites and paying for websites. It makes me insane. But I put it on fanboysproductions.com, and you could click on it and watch it on the site. It gave me a place to actually host it for my $250 a month or whatever it was. But you would click on it and you could download it. It would really just open in your browser. It was an MPEG, like an MPEG 2 or something, right? Or whatever was more compressed at that point. It was tiny, and it was finally on a website. That was where I went, oh, now I get to get it on force.net. I remember I took a deep breath and I started a thread on force.net, and it was scary as fuck. It was a party. All the people, a lot of these guys who are now Hollywood effects people were in there, talking about it. And there was really only 1 or 2 people who were down on it and who were butt heads about it. And for the most part, people enjoyed it.
One of the things that I liked about 3 in the Afternoon was that it takes place in the real world, and it's real people, and that opens you up to a very different style. And it's refreshingly funny. I was obviously, checking out pretty much any fan film that I came across through the force.net. 3 in the Afternoon was one of those at some point, and I just enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was funny and had a good time with it and wanted to see them make more. One of the roughest parts about it was the saber effects, which Travis had done himself. So, he was following tutorials that I had made to try to do it, but it was he admittedly it was it's not his forte, not right in his wheelhouse or anything. And really the one thing about it that I was like, I just wish the sabers looked better. I want these guys to make more. I wish for their success. And so I reached out to Travis and just said, hey man, I liked your film. I thought it was cool. You want a second pass on your lightsaber effects?
And I'm telling you, I could not believe it.
It's kind of like we only did this because we saw your thing and was like, well, yeah, why can't we do lightsabers in modern day? Who cares why these guys are fighting? It doesn't matter. It's a cool fight. Surely we can do this and give it a little story and be, add another layer to it.
I immediately, responded. I was like, Ryan, you got to understand, the video you made a year and a half ago, that's why this is here, brother. I've just watched the devil out of that, and you really that's crazy. I can't believe you would want to do that. That would be amazing. And he was like, oh yeah, don't worry about it.
He was of course super stoked to have me do it, and I think I knocked it out in just a couple of weeks. It wasn't a huge burden to do, and at the time I wasn't working, and so I had some time just kicking around at home with my folks.
The joy of the doing is very much alive for Ryan Wieber. This is somebody who has been not only active in that community, but has introduced so many people to the career of VFX, and really will never, I don't think, ever get the credit that's really due him. And so it was this incredible blessing. I called everybody. I called Corey and Pruitt and everybody. I was like, you guys just don't even fucking understand. Ryan Wieber's going to fix our lightsabers. This is going to it's going to look so stinking good.
Ryan had done, just a couple of stills for us, or maybe it was a little sequence. And then you get that back and you see it. You're like, oh my God, we're holding real lightsabers. You have that visceral reaction of oh my God, it's the real thing. And yeah, it was just super exciting to be hanging around while Travis and Ryan were going back and forth over the internet and getting shots back.
It was just my brain melted, because it's kind of I'm in a thing where I'm wielding lightsabers that look as good, if not better, than the movies that I love. And they look real. It's amazing what having the perfect special effect can do and elevate something above its kind of basic parts that it started with. It goes to show you don't need a lot.
Getting shots back from Ryan is always this incredible moment where you're just so thrilled, or you just can't wait to check your email and look at what he's done with it. He starts sending back shots, and it was just Christmas over and over and over again. I'll never forget feeling that way. It was just crazy.
And also at this time, the fact that Travis could put the video on the force.net, hook up with somebody there who lives in California, and then work together across the world like that, or across the country like that, was also a thing that at the time was crazy.
Getting in contact with them, I was just like, I like these guys. They're really cool. You know, Travis is a real nice guy, and would love to work with him someday. Which, of course, then we did.